Prince Harry compares his life to Truman Show. Duke opens up an extraordinary new podcast. Prince Harry likened being a member of the royal family to a mix of the Truman Show and being in a zoo. Prince Harry has appeared as a guest on the podcast Armchair Expert. During the show hosted by Dax Shepard and Monica Padman, the Duke of Sussex discussed several topics close to his heart, including mental health and his military service. But he also briefly touched on the worldwide fame he inherited with his title. Mr. Shepard suggested being a member of the royal family was like being part of the Truman Show, the 1997 film in which the protagonist realizes his whole life is actually part of a reality show. He said, "Every teenager I've ever met, and myself included, feel different. Even if you are seemingly accepted by the whole group, I think it's very normal to feel different. But then in your case, it's so compounded. You are in the tiniest in-group of all time. There is the whole country, and then there is you guys. And you are standing in one direction and they are standing in the other direction looking at you, the whole world." I was liking it to the Truman Show. Prince Harry agreed and said, "Is a mix of the Truman Show and being in a zoo." Mr. Shepard continued, "That's funny you would say that, because a couple of the snaps I have had in public, regrettably." Prince Harry chimed in again to say, "I am not the attraction." Mr. Shepard continued, "Besides that, you were kind of cast into a movie without being asked, which is kind of a wild thought. I don't know whether anybody can actually understand. I think Truman Show would be the closest thing." Harry replied, "The biggest issue for me was that, being born into it, you inherit the risk. You inherit every element of it without a choice. And because of the way that UK media are, they feel an ownership over you." During the podcast, Prince Harry also discussed his approach to mental health and the impact therapy had on him. In a candid conversation about his mental health and how he is working to help other people, Prince Harry recalled how he was struggling in his early 20s.